It's the grandson of right thought. Welcome to the School of Marvelous Light. When the Master told you that you were not of this world, do you know what he meant by that? Do you understand what that means? When he said that you were not of this world, do you know in what ways you are not of this world? Do you accept that you're not of this world? I mean, I'm asking you right now, but what if somebody on the street asked you, "Hey, are you chosen? I've been hearing a lot of this stuff about the chosen going around. Are you one of the chosen?" And they said, and the person, you said, "Yeah," to that person. "Yeah, I'm chosen." And they say, "Well, in that book, it says that you're not of this world. So how are you not of this world?" Would you be able to explain it to that person? In what ways you are not of this world? And would it be true when you explained it? Because like I said, I'm asking you right now, what does it mean to be not of this world? Honestly, when you look at it, the only way you could know that you are not of something is to know what the something is that you're talking about. You can't say you're not of something and not know what the thing is that you're talking about. Y'all follow me? So in this case, if you were to say I'm not of this world, then that has to mean that you know the characteristics of the world that you're talking about. You must know them, and you must know your characteristics are different. Y'all follow that? So what are those characteristics that make you different? That make you peculiar, as Abba calls you? See these words he used? Peculiar, not of this world, not conform to the image of the world. See? So what is the image of the world? And if you don't know the image of the world, then how could you say you're not part of it? Say you had a color palette in front of you, and somebody says, "Point to the red," but you don't know what color is red. Can you point to it? Okay, then. So then, if they say, "You're wearing something red right now," how would you know what item it is that you're wearing that's actually red if you don't know what red is? And then you say, "I'm not wearing anything red." Well, how do you know if you don't know what red is? See? Like the question I'm asking you. If you don't know the world, then how can you say you're not of it? Or you're not wearing some of it on you? You see? It's like the man that can't see the beam in his eye, but he can see the speck in his friend's eye, but he can't see the beam in his own. Same similar type of deal. Blind to it. So if you're blind to something, then you can't say anything about it, can you? You can't describe it in any way. So in this case, that would mean that you're blind to yourself. If you don't know how you're set apart, what sets you apart? What makes you peculiar? What is it? Do you know? Can you list it? Because if you're chosen, it shouldn't be hard to list the things that make you different, that make you set apart. And ultimately, I'll make it very simple for you. It's how you think and feel. Like I've told y'all from the beginning. When you think and feel something, you become that. So the world, the image of the world is simply a thought and a feeling. And all the people of the world have the same thoughts and same feelings. You see? So the chosen are the ones who are walking around in the midst of the people, but have different thoughts and feelings as they walk through that same land. So then they are separated people because they think and feel separately. So now, if you are the set apart one, or the one that's called out or chosen, as y'all like to call it in y'all world, even though y'all hardly ever say who chose you, you hardly ever say who chose you, but you all like to say you're chosen, like I said. Do you think and feel different than the mass people of this world do? Do you? So when they think the angry thought, you think the kind thought. That's what you're telling me. When they make the impatient choice, you actually make the patient choice. Is that what you're telling me, chosen one? Is that what you do? See, I'm not asking you, is that what you should be doing? Because we all know it is. If you are indeed elect and chosen, then you know that that's what sets you apart. You're being kind when people are being unkind. You're being patient when people are being impatient. You're being long-suffering when everybody else is being quick-tempered. You're having self-control when everyone else around you has lost self-control. You're the opposite of the world and how you think and feel, like I've told you. Now, how many people that call themselves chosen, if you ask them what sets them apart, that will be their simple answer. What sets me apart is the way that I think and feel on a daily basis. That would be their answer. That's simple. Because can you deny that that's what it is? No. So then it is true then. Yes, it is. Well, how come they're not answering you that when you ask them? They start giving you all kinds of things. Well, first of all, I don't drink any alcohol. I don't cuss. I don't smoke anything. I don't go out and party and hang out a lot. I'm not out there having a bunch of sex. Stuff like that they think makes them righteous and clean outwardly. But inwardly, they don't know anything about righteousness. You see? Because they didn't say the way I think and feel. Because the way I think I feel is who I am. What does the scripture say? As a man thinketh in his heart. See how I don't just say think? You see? Because that would just be thoughts. But as a man thinketh in his heart. So as he thinketh in his feelings with his thoughts, then he will become that thing. So I don't know why anybody would say anything other than thoughts and feelings if they were answering that question. You see? So now that we're talking about this, it makes people uncomfortable when you get like that. Let's talk about that. The truth. The truth is inevitable. For all y'all who didn't know that, it's coming for you. It's coming for you. The truth is hawking your ass. Like a hawk coming out of a tree for a rat running through a field. He's coming down, swooping down, and you don't know when he's going to attack you. He comes like a thief in the night. The truth does. And I've noticed that people like to postpone the truth. If you haven't noticed that, then you're not in the truth. That's simple. You haven't come into it yet. If you can't see people postponing it, isn't that what you see? Okay, let me make it simple. I know. Let me make it simple. There are people who are paying for something they cannot afford. Correct? So they pay payments on it. We call it credit, right? Well, the Bible calls that usury. So you're being used to make profit from. I have an item over here. Isn't it nice and shiny and don't you want it? And they go, Yeah, I do want that. I do want that, but I can't afford it. Well, how about you just pay me a little bit of your check every time you get a check, you give me a portion of it. You become my slave for it. Yeah, sure, I'll take it. Yeah. Wait, 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 wait. I want to make sure you're really going to pay me my fucking money before I give you this item. So let me run a credit score check on you. Could be better, but fuck it. Let's give him a chance. Here you go. The thing starts to depreciate as soon as you get it, but yet you're paying the same money every month for it. Damn! So then you're postponing something. The fact that you can't pay for it. I'll pay this month, I'll pay this month, I'll pay that month, and I'll pay this much that month. Postponing the truth, which is you can't afford the shit. That's what you're doing. Because if you can't afford it, lose your wage and then see if they don't come take that item from you that you're paying on. If it's yours, why y'all want to live in lies? See, that's what the point I'm saying. Y'all want to live that lie. It's mine, but yet the bank own it. So do you own the bank? Well, no. Well, then how is that thing yours? Oh, yeah, it's called usury. The fake Jews love to use it on all of you dumb, silly people that allow them to do that. The Canaanites, who are the fake Jews, the Canaanites have made a pact with Esau, okay, the Roman. They've made a pact and they're running this world on usury and the sword. That's what they do. The banks are all owned by Canaanites, and they say, hey, you want something here? We'll loan it to you, but you're going to have to pay us back extra for us loaning it to you. So the car companies do it. The housing company does it. Furniture companies fucking do it. Everybody does it. They give you an item, and then they charge you extra for what it's worth. Called usury, using your ass. Because you're postponing the truth. Instead of just taking your $1,000 that you actually do have in your hand, going and buying that shooter from that nigga that live in the hood that got that 1999 Cutlass Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. Go ahead on and get it, even though it got the rust and shit all over it, and it got a little bad emissions and shit. But it'll get you to where you need to get, and it's trustworthy. So go ahead on and get. Nah, hell with that. They're gonna laugh at me if I get that. But that'll be the truth. But I don't want them to laugh. I want them to just think I look sweet when I pull up. Okay, well, go get the thing you can't afford, you dumb nigga. And then act like you own it when you actually don't fucking own it. They can come take it from you. Now, the car you just paid the $1,000 from, nobody can take it from you. It's yours now. The bank can't do shit about that. But y'all don't want to do that because it allows you to have to be humble. You're not going to be as flashy. So then, what are you postponing the truth for? Watch this, y'all. I don't know why y'all don't listen to the grandson of right thought, because it just sets you free if you listen. What are you actually putting off? If you're holding off the truth, you're holding it off for what reason? For momentary satisfaction. For when you drive past, people to go, woo, look at that thing. Oh, that guy is cool. Man, he must be rich. Oh, he must have a lot of money. That's what you put the truth off, is to get that instead, because that's what you're doing. That's what you're all doing. You're all doing it. No, I could just buy this, but then people won't think I'm the shit if I buy that. So I have to act like I'm buying this. But you're paying a fucking installment on it. You don't get that? Okay, let's make it simple. You go to your barber, and he says, and you say, I want a haircut. He says, well, that'd be $12. You say, I got $3. Okay? But I'm going to get $3 more later on, and then I'm going to get $3 more tomorrow, and then I'm going to get $3 more a week later. And then he goes, okay, well, look here. Bring me the $3 as you get it, and I'll cut your hair as you give me the money. So the first $3 that you give him, he just cuts a little bit up on the back. Then you came back a couple hours later, you gave you $3 more. He shaved a little bit more up on the right side a little bit, tapered that up some. Then tomorrow you came back with the $3 more. He cut a little bit up on the other side. How in the hell is you looking through that week? You looking crazy with this portion of a haircut. Then by the time you got all the four payments, it took you 4 installments to get the $12 or $3 a piece. By the time you gave him the last $3, he did the lineup. But now all the portion of the hair that he first cut was all growing back in and shit. There's some fresh parts of your hair that's cut, but the other parts is growing back in and nappy and shit from the parts that then grew back in from the previous week. You see this shit? You don't never have a complete haircut. It's like you don't never have a complete car when you do that. By the time you're done paying for it, the tires are fucking wore out. The brake pads are all wore the fuck down. You need an oil change and your check engine light is on. And you're lucky if your AC still works. But you're done paying that $70,000 now. Stupid fool. Instead of getting the haircut all at once and looking fresh as hell and living in truth. But then if I don't have $70,000. Well, oh well, then you don't have that car. But y'all don't like to do that. Fuck that, I still want it. Well, y'all didn't learn anything growing up. I'm sorry if you didn't learn anything growing up. But this is what we learned when we were living in truth. That when you were a kid, sometimes you were told no. Sometimes you were told no. My son ate a donut one time. And then he tried to grab another one. He's 2 years old at the time. He tried to grab another one. He need that one. I said, no, you had one, brother. That's enough. He started crying. Looking all at his mama and shit. She just looking at him like, I don't know what you want me to do. Shit, daddy said no. So I was kind of hurt that he cried. I don't want my children to cry. So I saw him crying. I said, why are you crying? Why are you crying, son? He goes, because I want a no-nut. That's what he called donut. As he was calling it at the time. I want a no-nut. I said, I understand that. I said, but you did have one. And it was good too, wasn't it? He like, yeah. I said, but that's all you're going to get for now. You had one. That was the one you had. And that's all good. You'll get another one tomorrow or something. And he said, okay. That's literally what he said. Okay. Then he went on and dried his little tears and went on playing and enjoyed the rest of his day. You see, I was teaching my son moderation. You see? Yeah, it's okay to partake of a no-nut when you want some. But then every now and again, you got to go, hold on, wait a minute. That's too much. Shit. I want to go too far. And that's with everything. You drinking some wine, son. You got one glass of wine. Now you're feeling a little buzz. Now don't drink the second glass. Let the second glass go ahead on and pass you by. See, my son will know that now because he got the lesson of the no-nut. See? Just like no-nut November when you grow. See? Speaking of no-nut, as a man, you learn that. You say, okay, I've been having sex and doing a little fornication and stuff in my past. Now I'm the new man. So now let me chasten my body and go no-nut for a while. See? Like the grandson doing right now. Grandson been going no-nut, see? Purified. Because, remember, with your body, if you sin sexually, immorally with your body, then you're going to destroy your body. Well, I don't want to destroy my body. I am healthy. I am whole. You see? And so since I think and feel those thoughts, then my actions line up with it. Like I say, no nut. Celibate. You see? So that Abba's spirit can continually rest in my body. He say, if you want to have that feeling, get you a wife. So that's what I did. So when I want that feeling, I'll be with her. And when we decide to separate from her for a time, we do. That's the way it works. And then when the feeling come, we come back together again. But that comes from learning those lessons as a child that my father taught me of moderation, learning how to moderate yourself. And then when I did it moderate, I saw the suffering of it. I said, okay, my dad was right. Shit, moderate. Just like the nigga that drunk too much, got in his car and crashed it. He didn't moderate, guys. So it's not about driving drunk. It's about moderating yourself, self-control, like I told you from the beginning. Ain't that what sets you apart from the one that crashed his car? Is that you have moderation. Or in other words, you have self-control. So while all the other men are like doing what they want to do and banging who they want to bang, I'm deciding to have self-control and do what Abba told me to do. You see? No nut. So if you didn't learn that lesson, then you didn't learn moderation. No one chastened you as a child when you were partaking of stuff. Matter of fact, single mothers, I'm sorry, but it's just true. A lot of times, y'all will just put this shit right in the child's hand. Put the phone in their hand and put a cheese stick in their hand. And say, don't bother me, I'm busy. And close your door to your room and stay in there looking on your phone with the door closed. And then when the kid knock on the door, you're like, what? They're like, I'm hungry. Go get you something out there and eat it. And it'd be some dumb shit like a Pop-Tarts or Hot Pocket or pizza rolls or some shit that a hot dog, that they can work it out. So then they just be eating that shit all day. Well, that's not teaching them moderation. Then they get fat. Like you see. And it's just the way America, the most obese country in the world. Well, why? Because they don't know moderation. They don't know how to take what they can afford. They've been duped by credit, by Jewish people. You've been duped by banks. You have to be stupid to think that somebody would take money, put it in a building for your benefit. Somebody's going to take your money, put it in their building for your gain. Huh? Are you stupid or what? You give me some money, that shit going in my pocket. If I can't fold it, then I don't know what to do with it. I'm sorry, shit. What? Chips, cards, Bitcoin, and all. Oh, well, hey. All right, y'all go ahead and have it. I don't know. They shifting y'all into some new shit where you use a mark. I don't know nothing about that shit, y'all. I don't. Shit, rendering to Caesar to what's Caesar's. You see? But like I say, if you don't know these things, if you don't know how the world is operating, then you don't know what is separate. You actually don't know what it is. So then you can't do it. You can't be separate if you don't know what the requirements are. Like I've been telling y'all. Y'all think stuff is normal that's not fucking normal. Working at a job for a wage to pay for a house you can't afford, and cars you can't afford, and furniture you can't afford, and vacations you can't afford, and doing things you cannot afford is not normal. That's not a normal society. A normal civilization, people live according to their means and what they actually have in their hands. They barter with one another for things. They don't have to go to any system to confirm that they're making a decision with another man. They go to that man and they shake hands on that shit as men with integrity. And they keep their words to one another. And they don't lie. But since you niggas want to lie and scheme and act like you got shit you don't got, then y'all all faking it. Fake degrees, going and making yourself faking an interview and lying about your credentials. All you niggas just lie about shit. So like I say, how in the hell could you ever come into the truth if you just made your whole life on a lie? You're scared as hell to come into the truth. You are completely paranoid of the truth. So you just shun it off. Well, I'm letting you know right now, you can only put it off for so long. It's just stupid to put it off. It's stupid. The warnings come to you and say, hey, prepare. The truth is coming. Prepare. You almost got caught that time. You're going to get caught and exposed if you don't fess up and you don't come clean. Yeah, but if I come clean, I'll get destroyed. I'll lose this and I'll lose this and this may happen to me. In other words, pain will come to me if I accept the truth. You silly little child that didn't learn anything. Like I told you once again, guys, listen to me. Listen to me about the people that don't understand this. They don't know that when you took medicine as a kid, you saw the spoon, you said, here it comes. You had to prepare and warn yourself for what was coming. But it made you feel better. And I don't understand why y'all don't think truth works the same way. It's coming to you and you run from it because you don't want to swallow it because you think it's gross. But yet it will heal your body. It will heal your whole life. But y'all think the things are important. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't believe that y'all just don't get it yet. That it's just things got you held down. Material fucking things. Some of that shit is made out of plastic. The shit that you adore is made out of plastic, rubber. Let's keep it real. The things y'all love in this world are made out of plastic, rubber, silicone, metals, stones, minerals, rocks and shit, wood. What did he say? Y'all worship idols of wood and stone. Y'all don't hear Abba y'all talking to y'all? Oh, that's right. Y'all thought when he said idol, that means a statue of a god with an eagle head and a staff in his hand. No, 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 no. Your idols of wood and stone are the things that I just described to you. The things that are made out of silicone, plastic, rubber, like your car, like your house, like your businesses, like your bank accounts. That's idols because it's material, in other words. Wood and stone, what Abba means by saying that means material things. You guys are worshiping material things. That's what God wants you to know. You're full of lust. And that causes you to chase material things. Because if you don't have lust, if you go no nut, like my son said, if you go no nut, then you won't have the desire for material things. Listen to what I've just told you. It's a big mystery what I'm saying right now. How many of you are actually going to hear it and use it? Because I'm telling you right now, the thing that's precious in this world, do many people find it? So then the grandson of right thought is very precious. That's why few have found my voice. So if you're hearing my voice, you better take this nugget I just gave you and put it in your pocket and use it for the rest of your life. If you get rid of your lust in your heart, then your desire for material things will go right on away. Because the reason why you have the desire for the material things is so that you can heap the lust upon yourself of the accolades of the people that see the thing that you possess, of the women who are going to want to be with you because you have the thing that you possess. That's called lust. Because you may have that thing, a house, and you may have a wife, and yet you're striving for a greater, bigger, more extravagant house when you already have your woman there that love you with a sufficient home for you guys. Why are you trying to get more? Because you want other women to think you're the shit, not only your wife. You want men to want to be you, and you want all the women to want you. That will never happen. There will always be somebody who will turn their nose down at you. Always. So then why chase vanity? Why chase the rudiments and the elements of this world? Why chase after that and die? Because that's all it's going to give you is a big fucking letdown. A sugar pill. That's all it is. It tastes sweet in your mouth, but it doesn't do your body no good. I mean, none good. All it did was feed the candida in your belly, which you should have purged out. But since you have lust, you can't purge the candida out of your body. I'm using this as another example because people are full of candida. And the reason why they're full of candida, which is a living organism, by the way, is because they feed it with bullshit sugar. And so when you say, hey, the reason why you're addicted, it's not an addiction, it's a hunger. Because there's something living in your body that hungers for it, and it tells your brain to receive it. It gets hungry and asks you. It's not you. Why would a human being be hungry for 6 cans of Coca-Cola? Why would a human being need that? Well, he don't. So why the hell does he want it? Because the candida in his belly is asking for it. It's just asking for sugar because that's all you're pouring down your gut. So if you learned how to moderate that, then you wouldn't have so much damn candida in your gut. Or as women say, yeast. See, a woman, yeast infection is candida. That's a parasite growing in your body. It's an overgrowth. Usually because you took some antibiotics to cure something else you had going on. And when you took the antibiotic, it killed off the not only the bad bacteria that was in you, but it killed off all the good bacteria in your gut. So now the bad bacteria grew back and there was no good bacteria to fight the bad bacteria off. Because you took a man-made thing called an antibiotic. An antibiotic. An antichrist. You took an antibiotic. Do you know what a biotic is? Your gut. The bacteria in your gut. So you took something to replicate the bacteria in your gut to kill the good bacteria. The bad bacteria. And it ended up killing the good you had and the bad. Do you hear what I just told you? You take an antacid, an anti-acid. So you take something that replicates the acid in your stomach because you don't have enough natural acids. Why is the question? Well, you don't deal with why. You just take the anti-acid in the place of the acid that you should have. And then you get acid reflux and heartburn when you eat, and you just keep taking more anti-acid because you don't have natural acid. Well, that's what happens when you take an antichrist instead of the true Christ. It kills the good and the bad. Now, does the scripture say in the end is going to come an antichrist and he's going to kill the good and the bad off this earth? Y'all don't even hear me, though. Y'all don't even hear me even preaching to y'all with great clarity so that you understand what's actually happening here. The Antichrist is just a man to give you the lust of your heart, whatever that may be. And let's see, you have to have a mark to buy or sell. So like I told you, you still want those nice things, so you're willing to take his mark. The antacid. You're taking the antacid because you don't have any true acid. Y'all don't hear me preaching. You're taking the antibiotic because you don't have any other biotics. When you eat yogurt, what do they call it? It says full of probiotics. What does pro mean? For. So it's full of for your stomach germs. See how you just got to break the words down? But you're taking an antibiotic because you got sick off something. Instead of letting your biotics work it off. Instead of letting your immune system work. Your immune system is weak. But you don't want to deal with your immune system being weak. Well, it's because you deny the truth. Your immune system is weak because you don't eat what God told you to eat. Because you don't speak the way God told you to speak. Because you don't walk the way God told you to walk. Because you're not set apart the way God told you to be set apart. That's why. That's why you're sick. That's why your immune system is low. That's why you have autoimmune deficiencies and things of that nature, because you don't do what God told you to do. And no one can deny this. It's so simple, because I have yet to find a man that did what God said do and he suffered. I have yet to see it. Yet to. Okay, God says, if you have sex in your life, have sex like this. So he's dedicated his life to only doing it the way God said do it. God says eat like this and do like this, and have moderation and do like this. So that's what I do. Okay. God says treat your brothers like yourself and do like this and do like this. So then that's what he does. He does these things his whole life. He's going to be blessed his whole life, isn't he? He's not going to be suffering from cancers and gouts and high blood pressure and diabetes. If he's keeping God's will, it's not possible. Yahushua was not walking around with diabetes and cancer and AIDS. Niggas, are y'all stupid? Y'all don't know that? It said he had virtue in him, and by him healing went out forth from him. And he says, I keep the will of the Father who sent me. So then if you keep the will, then virtue going to go out from you too. Because look, can I get monkeypox or AIDS or Ebola or, what they call it, AIDS or any sexually transmitted thing if I'm not having sex? And then when I do have sex, I have sex with a woman who only has sex with me. She doesn't have sex with anybody else. She doesn't allow anybody else to look upon her, period. She only has sex with me. Can I get these things? Can we be swapping STDs and getting all kind of issues? Is that possible? Well, I have found out that no, you can't. You'll be perfectly fine and healthy. I also found out, like I told you guys and expressed and was honest about, that when I was young and dumb, I wasn't keeping his will, and I found out that you will get fucked up if you do that. Because I wasn't having moderation. I was just trying to have sex with any pretty girl that I thought was good looking. I was trying to have sex with her. I wasn't meeting her to try to be all romantic and all that shit. I may have acted like that, but my motive was to have sex. Okay? So why are we playing these games like it's not about being unmoderated lust, like I've been telling y'all? So if you want to be set apart, then you know what you got to do. You got to think and feel correctly. And that's what this message is about. Knowing the truth of why you're set apart. Silawam Israel.